Are you in the market for a new home? If so, you're probably trying to figure out how much money you're going to need to save. And it's important to budget for more than just the down payment when you're looking to purchase a new home. There's many other expenses that you'll need to account for along the way. And in this video, we're going to discuss some of the most common costs associated with buying a home, especially in the Portland market. So the first thing we need to talk about is your down payment. And as you set your savings goal for your purchase, your down payment is likely already at the top of your mind. And like many other people, you may believe that you need to set aside 20% of the home's purchase price for that down payment. But that's actually not always the case. In the National Association of Realtors, they actually say that one of the biggest misconceptions among home buyers is what the typical down payment is and what that amount is needed to enter home ownership. So having this knowledge is critical to know when you're setting your savings goal. And the good news is that you may be able to put down as little as 3.5% in some situations. And there's just various loan types and programs that are going to have different acceptable down payment amounts. So to know what the best loan program for you is going to be, we suggest that you partner with a local mortgage lender and have them educate you on your best options after looking at your particular financial situation. The second thing you need to consider is your earnest money deposit. So what is earnest money? Earnest money is a show of good faith when you make an offer on a house. This deposit basically looks like a credit. And we need to keep in mind, it's not an added expense. The earnest money deposit is typically deposited from the buyer after the seller accepts your offer. Upon closing, this money is generally applied to your closing costs or your down payment. And the earnest money deposit is likely the first check that you're gonna write in your homeownership journey. This amount varies from about 1% to 5% of the purchase price. Another thing to consider are closing costs. So we really need to plan for what your closing costs are gonna be and work with your lender to see what that amount is. Typically, you're going to see this between 2 and 5% of the home's purchase price. Closing costs are fees and charges in excess of the purchase price of the property that are due at the closing of the transaction. Both buyers and sellers are subject to various closing costs. Closing costs may include fees related to the origination and underwriting of your mortgage loan, taxes, insurance premiums, title and recording fees. So last but not least, home inspections. In Portland, it's customary for us to recommend a whole home inspection by a licensed and bonded inspector, a radon inspection, and a sewer scope. We see these inspections range from a total of $600 to $1,500 depending on the size of the home and the year belt. We generally are looking for the home inspector to call out red flags so we can bring in specialty contractors to assess what those problems will be. And this is important because we want to make sure that as you're going through the purchase, that you're accepting a property that's in acceptable condition to you and that you know the problems that you may be taking on. So the bottom line, knowing what to budget in the home buying process is essential. And to make sure you understand these and other expenses that may come up, we'd be happy to connect with you, sit down, have a consultation, talk about how to navigate the opportunities and challenges in the market. If you have any questions, you can reach us at hello@hillshirerealtygroup.com.